Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, it happened again. Orioles swept by the Twins. Wow, just can't beat that team. Even when they got two players crashing into each other and then leaving the game, and everybody's got to change positions like it's musical chairs on the dance floor. Okay, whatever. This is one bad baseball team right now, anyway. See them on massivesports.com. Let's get to it. Game one here turned out to be game one of a doubleheader. Friday night's game was, not Friday night, Tuesday night? Tuesday night's game was rained out, and doubleheader Wednesday. Minnesota Twins 6, Baltimore Orioles 3. See, the Orioles scored first, 3 in their third, and then, of course, wonderful pitching that this team has gives it right back the next inning. Jackson Holiday leading off. Yeah, we're not going to do this again, or we better not be doing this again. Over. Oh, and it's not just this one, because of this one game. Mountcastle hit in second. Odd, but it seemed to have worked. There is a thought process there is that lefty, righty, lefty to start the order. And the last lefty being Gunnar Henderson. Mountcastle hitting in front of Henderson, yeah, in theory, going to get a lot better pitches to hit. Same thing happened with, who was it? I want to say it was Rich Aurelio and Jeff Kent. That year that Bonds, or those years that Bonds was hitting all those home runs. Those were the guys that were hitting in front of and behind him. And we're getting a lot of good swings. Mountcastle 2 hits and an RBI, also walked once. Henderson 2 hits, 2 RBIs, walked once. O'Hearn, Ofer. Rutschman, Ofer, but walked once. O'Neill, Ofer, walked once. Mullins, Ofer. Ryno, Ofer. Kerstad pinch hitting late, gets a walk. Well, how about that? Or is that when he was hit by a pitch? Arias, yeah, Ramon Arias back. Sorry, Dylan Carlson. Didn't even get to see you play much. Arias walks. Playing third base there. Let's say. Yeah, he got hit in one of these games. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been game 2. Mountcastle with a double. Henderson with a home run. Tyler O'Neill with 2 steals. O'Neill also with a fielding error. Gee, thanks. Whatever. I mean, by then it didn't matter because it happened here late in the game. So, the Orioles were already losing and the offense was showing no sign of coming back. Dean Kramer gets a start in this game. Wasn't a terrible outing. It was really, and I wouldn't even call the first one a mistake. It was on the first home run. One, it was a solo shot. 2, it wasn't even a strike, so. But ended up putting a few on and then giving up a 3-run home run on a ball that was in the middle of the plate. So it was really one mistake pitch. You remove that pitch, it's a very good outing and a very competitive outing. And even still, it was a competitive outing for Dean Kramer. The team was in it. Look, you get into the 6th inning and even the 7th inning and you're only giving up 4 runs. You got to do something, offense. You got to do something. Well, we did something in the 3rd inning. You have to keep it up. You can't just, we got our 3 runs in the 3rd inning. We don't need to do anything. Well, that's kind of how you're approaching it, but whatever. Dean Kramer, 5 2/3 of innings pitched, does give up 7 hits and 4 runs. 2 walks, it's not terrible, I guess, for almost 6 innings. 4 strikeouts, a little low for Dean, but to a certain extent, it was an okay outing. Yes, he gave up a little too many hits and really that one mistake pitch, but again, the team was in it. And here comes Brian Baker to finish off the 6th inning and pitch the full 7th inning. Pitched the full 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Really what I have a problem with was Aiken. and Aiken being asked to throw 39 pitches and throw 2 innings. Look, Soto just won a series without pitching. Again. What? We got a doubleheader. Okay. Maybe you don't make your starting pitcher or maybe you don't make a starting pitcher for the next game be your 27th man. You still got 8 dickheads out there in the bullpen. Okay, so you use 3 of them. Well, guess what? I lost track. 5. You would have 5 dickheads out there to pitch. 5? That wouldn't be enough? Well, that is what you get for bringing in a starting pitcher, somebody to start this game instead of an extra bullpen arm. And using the guy and not using the guy that was supposed to pitch Tuesday. Because he ended up pushing Povich back to the Nats series. Well, he didn't pitch in the Angels series either. So how many days has it been since he started? It's been over a week. That's not it's not a good thing. I don't think it's gonna go well. Just like it didn't go well for Aiken here. Maybe if it was Soto in the 9th, he wouldn't have given up so many runs. Maybe. Who knows, really? Because to a certain extent, when you have that much off time as Soto has had, how good of a pitcher do you think he's going to be? Yeah, right, yeah. Good job. Aiken, 2 full innings pitched, 39 pitches as I mentioned, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned, walks 2, strikes out 2. It's not terrible, but at the same time, you don't want 2 runs across the plate. 1 run, you really don't want that. But a whole nother run, now you're down by 3. Yeah, to me, they're just making bad mistakes all over the place. And some of it is the managing and how Brandon Hyde is managing the bullpen. I don't like it. I don't want Cano. Oh, I looked at Cano was another one. I'll get to Cano in a minute. But starting to track some of these guys and how many innings they've thrown. Look, it's not uncommon for, let's say, a high-leverage relief pitcher like, say, a Cano or a Soto or even an Aiken or a Baker to throw 80 innings a year. Yeah, that does kind of sound like a lot, but it is every other game. It wouldn't necessarily be every other day because there are off days. So, yes, minimum he would have 1 day off. It's not unreasonable. It's not at all. Because there will be times where he would have 2 days off. Any more than 2 days off for a 1-inning guy like a Baker or a Soto or a Cano, and you're asking for trouble. Because it's too much rest. They don't really pitch that much as it is. So you got to get him out there more frequently. But yet, Brandon Hyde doesn't do that. He wants to throw guys like Baker and Aiken and whoever's always on the up and down roster. Who is it now? Selby. Because they're losing a lot. I don't want to use Cano. I don't want to use Soto. I don't want to use Dominguez. They're some of our better guys. You have to get to the later innings. You have to minimize the damage. And these guys have to pitch so that when you do have a lead, it's not necessarily about freshness, it's about their skill set. Their skill set is better. And that's why you come to game 2 here of the doubleheader. Or was it yesterday's? No, wait. What did I want to look at? Oh, okay. I was going to talk about the sequence in the 4th inning where Kramer gave up a bunch of his runs. You can see this one here. I mean, this one is high. It's up and in, out of this it's in on the plate, but it is up out of the strike zone. It's a home run. Can't really complain about that because it wasn't even a strike. Guy just put a good swing on it. But then you walk, or then Correa singles, Castro walk. You do get a strikeout there. And then you do get a fly out. Now you're with 2 outs. You got Christian Vasquez coming up. Bam! Curveball, dead center of the plate. Yeah, with 2 outs. Giving up a 3-run home run. Yeah, that's bad. All right, here we get to this thought here about your relief pitchers not being sharp, because you can see Minnesota Twins 8, Baltimore Orioles 6. This is game 2 of that doubleheader. You see a big old 3 spot for the Twins here in the 8th. Well, if you take 8 and you subtract 3, that would be 5. And it would be 5-6. Or what the hell happened in the 8th inning? You're saving Cano. You're saving Soto for 8th inning when you got the lead. And here you go. Finally happens after what? How many games? 1 in every 4 games this happens to you. Because your offense is shit. They finally turned it around here, but because you aren't throwing your good relievers out there, their skill set is not sharp. And they're giving up leads. They don't pitch. Cano's pitched 15 innings on the year. 15. You can see right here, you do some math. This is the doubleheader here. That is, if you can add 15 and 26, that would be 41 games. 41. And then they played, one more Thursday. So 42 games. We're 42 games in. Cano's pitched 15 innings. He's probably up to 16 now because of the inning here. 16. Wow. Yeah, really need 3 more innings in there somewhere. Just so he's not sitting on the bench up there in the bullpen doing nothing, scratching his ass. Yeah, well, maybe that's what it is. He's sitting up there scratching his ass instead of, trying to throw a baseball. There's something wrong with his fingers and his grip, I guess. Whatever. Good job, Brandon Hyde. Get to the lineup here. Holiday, lead off again, 1 hit. And 5 more at-bats here, so 10 at-bats on the day. 1 hit from your leadoff spot. Good job. Mountcastle with a 1 hit there. See Henderson, 2 hits and an RBI, this is why you want Henderson with people in front of him. He's driving in the runs now. Instead of just getting his doubles and his home runs and only getting the 1 run himself, driving in other guys. You want that. I just don't think it should be Holiday. He's way too young of a hitter to be in the leadoff spot. O'Hearn, 1 hit. Laureano, 1 hit. Also walked 1. Cedric Mullins, 2 hits and 4 RBIs. Yeah, you fucking wasted this offense. You fucking wasted this one time to get offense production. Because you have no damn clue how to manage pitchers out of a bullpen. Kjerstad, hit an RBI. Also walked once. Is this a game he got hit? He had to have gotten hit in this game. Kjerstad also gets hit in the elbow again. O'Neill Ofer does come in to play. Oh, something weird. Yeah, they have their numbers here. What does that matter? What do I care about their numbers? That's odd. Okay. O'Neill coming in late, lefty, righty, and this might have been where Kjerstad was hit. It doesn't say it. It must have been It must have been Thursday's game then. O'Neill Ofer in the 1 plate appearance. Emmanuel Rivera, 2 hits. He survived the Arias activation. When Jordan Westburg comes back, I don't know. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Mateo or Rivera or Holiday that gets sent away? Don't really know. tough decision time. But we'll have more on that in a bit. Mateo comes in, defensive replacement late. See, this says shortstop. It's not putting... Yeah, and they do it over here with this. They changed something on this website here. They added these numbers in. They didn't actually... They're saying the position that this player is listed at. Not the position they went in there and played. Because you can see here, Mr. Lewis doesn't play third base if he's going in for a left fielder. Then who goes to left field? Yes, they move some pieces around, but we don't get that anymore. We used to get that on this website. We don't get that anymore. Cool. Good job. Way to go, MassonSports.com. Doing a bang-up job here. Not sure what you added. I don't see you add anything that's any use. Took something away that was useful. That's fine. Mateo actually went and played third base for the first time in a long time. Looked fine. I mean, he can play shortstop, he can play second, but yeah, he can play third base. Better than he can play center field. Because, yeah, he's really fast, but tracking fly balls, a lot different than tracking ground balls. Maverick Hanley gets to start in this game. Yes, doubleheader. Obviously, you're not going to make Adley Rutschman catch both games. But Rutschman does come in to catch late. Well, you want him to hit for Maverick Hanley because Hanley's not that good of a hitter. Basayo would have been the ideal guy to replace Gary Sanchez, but Basayo is just getting back off an injury, so we might see him soon. Don't know. It's possible because Maverick Hanley's not showing us much of anything. Neither did Rutschman here. Over in his only at bat. Yeah, that was great. Mullins with a home run. Kerstad with a home run. Yeah. I don't know what you got here. Mullins, 80. He doesn't have 80 home runs. He might have 80 total. Man, they screwed his website up. However, Chase McDermott with the start. Yeah, you get your 27th man here for the doubleheader. And so instead of going for an extra bullpen piece, good old Brandon Hyde's like, nah, man, let's get Chase McDermott up here because we're just not going to have Povich pitch in either the Angel series or now this Twin series. We want him to pitch the National series because he kicked the shit out of the Nationals, but the Twins kicked the shit out of him, so we're going to baby the shit out of him, and that'll work. Yeah, all right, cool. We'll see how that goes. Povich going tonight. Because it didn't go well here. And Ben McDonald was like all on top of it at the top of the broadcast right before McDermott is like, oh, he gonna walk some people. He is known for walking people. Guess what? He walked a bunch of people. He walked at least one per inning. That's terrible. You've been in an organization how long? You are a AAA pitcher now, supposed to be making a jump soon, and you can't find a strike zone. Good job. Good job, minor league managers and coaches and the GM for keeping this dickhead around. All right, cool, wonderful. Yeah, let's put this guy in there. Goes 3 innings, gives up 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks. Well, he strikes out 5. Okay, well, obviously that's what they like. 5 strikeouts don't mean shit if you're giving up 4 runs in 3 innings. Who the hell cares how you get these people out? You need to get those outs before they give up a whole bunch of runs. Okay, whatever, man. Do your thing. Though I get why they wanted McDermott to start. They wanted somebody to start the game. Hell, get another bullpen piece and have Colin Selby start this game. Because where's that guy at? He didn't pitch in this series. Or did he pitch here in the next game? Oh, this is that. No, he doesn't pitch in this series at all either. Just you're going to have random relievers not pitch an entire fucking series. Stupid. Holy shit, you're mismanaging this damn bullpen. The entire pitching staff. Probably why you got so many pitchers on the injury list. Morons. Here's Charlie Morton in relief of Chase McDermott. You finally get something right here. But this is why you want you wanted somebody else to start the game for Morton. He can give you some length, but there's something about him facing the lineup 3 times. Just can't exactly do it. Not anymore. Charlie Morton, 3 innings pitched, gives up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Son of a bitch. What? Ever. Comes Yanier Cano for the 7th inning. Yay, our savior. But not today. Cano, 1 full inning pitch, gives up 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Here's how it happened here. Wait, what? You know, I thought that's how it went. Man, they jacked this order up. Okay. Yeah, Baker came in first. So that was right. Okay. Yeah, they had the order of this all wrong. Soto pitched the 7th. Gives a 1 hit, 1 run. I'm sorry. Goes 1 full inning. Does give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Man, yeah, they really did screw this up. But here's how it goes. Of course, Yanier Cano in here, leading off the cleaned inning. So it's not like Soto started the inning, he gave up a walk, and Brandon Hyde yanked him, because that's something Brandon Hyde does. It's just Cano finally getting into a game. He's not getting into enough games. Gives it a single on the first pitch. Not even a strike. Walks this guy. Dirt ball. They don't call it a ball. They don't call it a strike. They don't call it a pickoff attempt or a ball because, yeah, Cano balked. Dirt ball. Man, he's all over the place. I mean, he's all over the place. Not a single ball in a strike zone. And then, of course, to steroid rocket son, bam! Here comes a home run. 3-run home run. And then strikeout swinging, ground out. What the hell? That's what I'm saying. It's just, especially when it's the first few batters of the inning. And then they settle in. He's not in there enough. He's not in there enough. And to a certain extent, I said it before, the sinker, you can't be 100% or more as far as rest goes. You need to be less than 100% for that sinker to be effective. But apparently Brandon Hyde doesn't care. And then after Cano's blow up, Perez comes in and finishes off the game. Good, yay! Or finishes off the game for the Minnesota Twins hitters. As in home games, so the Orioles hitters were ending out the game. Good job by them coming back. Nope, they didn't. Perez, 1 full inning pitch, doesn't give up a hit, but no runs, walks 1, no strikeouts. Oh, yesterday's game. Oh, wonderful. Minnesota Twins 4, Baltimore Orioles 0. That's why you waste everything. You wasted all that offense. Because you get to games like this and you just don't want to pitch guys. I don't want to pitch Cano. I might need him tomorrow or the next day or the day after that. I don't want to pitch Soto. And I don't want to pitch Dominguez. But if you do that 2 games in a row, then it's 2 games where they haven't been out there. And when was the last time they've been out there? It's not often that they're out there 3-4 innings back to back to back. So for some of them, it might be 3-4 days since they pitch. That you can't do that. As a one-inning guy, you just can't do it. You need to start pitching him frequently. Jackson Holiday, 1 hit and 4 at-bats. Let's add this up. 5 at-bats, no hits. 5 at-bats, 1 hit. Nope, wrong one. 4 at-bats, 1 hit. 3 games from the leadoff spot. I almost forgot I bumped the camera a little bit. The camera, it looks fine. Okay. 3 games from the leadoff spot, got 14 plate appearances. 2 for 14, no walks. Okay. The Jackson Holiday from the leadoff spot experiment, done. Over. Get him out of there. I don't care. Put a monkey out there at leadoff spot. I don't care. Not Jackson Holiday. Way too inexperienced, I think is the word. Way too inexperienced as a hitter. And he it's not even like he goes up there with the confidence of an experienced guy, but he just doesn't have it. He doesn't even look like he goes up there with the confidence of an experienced guy. He goes up there with the confidence of a guy that's, yeah, I'm the shit. I've been hearing all this hype. I'm a great hitter. Haven't played a full major league season yet. You're nothing. So it looked like you're nothing. There you go. 14 at-bats from the leadoff spot. 2 for 14. That's terrible. Mountcastle, 1 hit. Much better performance from Mountcastle. Because you can, what is Mountcastle? Is 5 at-bats there. 5 plate appearances there. So 14 for Mountcastle as well, but you're adding a walk and 2 more hits. That's a lot better. Same amount of plate appearances, but you were on what? 4 times instead of 2? Yeah, that's a lot better. Now, if you think about it, if it was 5 times in 15, it would be 333. So 4 times in 4, it's really not that bad. It's just your leadoff guy can't be doing that bad. Not as bad as Jackson Holiday's doing. He's just too young in his major league career, at least for him. Some guys, sure, they can handle it. He doesn't look like he can handle it yet, but I guess I'm just in a bad mood about this team. Gunnar Henderson, over. Maybe another reason why I'm in a bad mood about this team. As much as they talk about how much talent these guys have, why do you never see it at the same time? It's like, I understand this is a bunch of individuals coming together to play as a team, but you know what? It doesn't look like they're playing as a team. This guy gets a hit, well, this guy doesn't get a hit and drive him in. These guys finally do get the hits, and then this guy drives him in, and then those guys out there on the mound don't shut it down. Especially the next inning. Bad habit at that. Hey, Rutschman with a hit, finally. 1 hit in 3 at-bats. O'Hearn, 2 hits. All right. No RBIs. Because it's not stringing them together. O'Neill, over, 3 strikeouts. Is your neck still bothering you? Are you in pain or something? I mean, you're bobbling balls in the outfield. You strike it out a shit ton. Man, I wish you were still Anthony Santander, but all right. Mullins, 1 hit. Rivera, over, but did walk once. Kerstad, hitting all the way down in the 9 spot, over. This has to be the one he got hit. Hit by pitch, Rutschman, and Kerstad. Yeah. Mountcastle, Mullins with doubles. I don't think Mullins only has 7 doubles in his career. He may have 7 doubles this year, but then Mountcastle doesn't have 100 doubles this year. So what the hell is this? Man, these people suck. Tomoyuki Sagano out there. Yeah, when you need your stopper, you need the best pitcher on your roster. At least the guy that's been pitching the best. He had a fine outing. I mean, a mistake there, but the offense did something. Maybe we wouldn't have having that conversation. Sagano going 6 1/3 of an inning. Doesn't give up 6 hits and 4 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. But that's really not a bad line for a starting pitcher. Especially one that's been doing even better for you in some of the other outings. You're going to have some outings like this because that's just the way, balance works and everything. It's kind of up to the rest of the damn team to do something. Now, here, oddly enough, the bullpen held up. Because the offense didn't want to come to play. Yay! Perez on in relief of Sagano, closing out the 7th inning and then pitching the full 8th inning. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Sir Anthony Dominguez on for the 9th, a name that we don't hear that much at. Also, I feel like we've been hearing Perez and Aiken and Baker a lot more. But it's just Dominguez and Soto, Cano, and Batista. We just don't hear their names as much. They're more of the, they are the back end of the bullpen. The front end of the bullpen is what we see a lot because the Orioles been losing so much. You don't see the back end of the bullpen. Surprising he could get it done. Though he did give up a hit and a walk in 1 inning, which isn't great. Because that is a 2 for a whip. And you definitely want it to be hovering around 1, not 2. 1 full inning pitch for Dominguez. As I said, gives up the hit and the walk, but no runs. And then 3 strikeouts. So, not a bad performance. Well, maybe he needs to get more of those performances. I'm curious if I can see how many innings he's pitched this year. 2025. 15 games, 13 and a half innings. That's not good. What is that, a third? I mean, that's a third. You really want... Or is it 2/3? No, it's a third. It is a third. It is a third of the games. You want, what would a third of 162 be? 54? That's what you want for all your back end of the relief pitchers. 52 innings pitched apiece. No. Or 54? 54. No, that's terrible. That's terrible. They need to pitch more. It would keep you in games if Sir Anthony Dominguez is better than an Aiken or Colin Selby or Cody Petit or whatever other jackass they've had, Matt Bowman. It would keep you in the games. But Brandon Hyde doesn't want to do that. Oh, if I use Dominguez and Soto and Cano in one game, then I won't have them for next game. You might. Depends on how many pitches they throw. If they throw 30 pitches to get out of the inning, yeah, all right, maybe you can't pitch them tomorrow. But you know what? If they only throw 15, might be able to use them tomorrow. Yeah. Think about that. Especially if, let's say the next day after that is an off day. Or you know what? The next day's a damn blowout. You didn't need them anyway. Whatever. All right, let's get to this article here by Rock Kabatko talking about... Oh, shit. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. I think this was about Povich. And Povich getting pushed back. I guess technically he would have pitched Tuesday, and that would have made him available to pitch Sunday's game, and therefore getting him into the Nationals. But because Tuesday's game was rained out, it pushes everything back, and then, yeah, he could have pitched Wednesday, and I guess technically he could have pitched Sunday, but then he would have been on one less day of rest, and they didn't really want that. Plus, he got his ass kicked by Minnesota, so It's like, let's just, give him 9 days off. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I feel like you could have let him be the opener for Charlie Morton. I feel like you could have. Throw 2 innings. That's what, 40 pitches. Should be able to come back sometime in the National Series. I mean, most starting pitchers throw a side set or a bullpen session in between their starts anyway. Let him throw the 40 pitches in a game. Be the opener for Charlie Morton. And then, instead of bringing Chase McDermott's non-strike throwing ass, except for some of the time. How do you walk that many people and strike out that many people? That's stupid. Whatever. You could have brought somebody else up to help your bullpen out. You could have. You could have. You decided not to. And now we got Povich scheduled to be tonight's starter. This article was written today. Well, I guess really early this morning. So we'll see, in a few hours. I don't think that long of a layoff is ever good for any pitcher. Unless they're injured or sick or something. But then to a certain extent, they're always not as crisp as they usually are. 9 days, that's too long. So, we'll see how it goes. Other article here written by Rakabatka. This was actually written yesterday, really early. Well, I guess it's posted at 4 a.m. Is that really when he turned it in? I don't know. Talking about, as the headline says, a reduction of the injured list. As I mentioned, Ramon Marias was in the lineup. Dylan Carlson being sent away. And also making note that, Chase McDermott making his 2025 Major League debut. 2025 Major League debut. That's what I said. Because he did pitch at least once last year. He was somebody that was on the injured list, did some rehabbing, got optioned to AAA off the injured list. Well, giving updates here also on Kittredge and Westberg. That decision about who's going between who? Mateo, Jackson Holiday, Emmanuel Rivera. That's being pushed back. Because Westberg and his bum hamstring are, setback. So, where he's just trying to get into this running routine, had to hold it. So, hamstring's still sore. Which, it can happen with hamstrings. Hamstrings can be tricky at times. So, it could be another week for Westberg. Though at the same time, it gives you another week to decide whether it's Holiday, Rivera, or Mateo going away. Also, update on Kittredge was that he's had 4 rehab assignments as it is, come back from his knee surgery. Then he is scheduled to pitch 1 more this weekend. I don't know how many rehab assignments you need, but I guess since he never really had a spring training because he was kind of injured right in the early part of it. 1 more of the boxes that need to be checked off using some of the words Rocket uses in this article. He needs to pitch back-to-back. Now, if he's scheduled for a rehab assignment this weekend, and he also needs to pitch a back-to-back, a question that I have, and Rock doesn't really answer that, is that 2 more outings or 3 more outings? Like, could he go Saturday and Sunday? Satisfying the scheduled rehab assignment and the back-to-back. Don't know. Also mentioning in this article that Hyde may have alluded to, he may actually want Kittredge to have another rehab assignment after that. So while they keep saying they're close, still about a week away from Westberg and Kittredge. Maybe it could be 5 days. We don't know, but it is getting closer. And this is, as it always is, whenever you get closer to something, that's when it's harder to wait for. It's the thing about on your drive home. You know, when you're an hour away, you don't really care. When you're 5 hours away, I want to be home. I want to be home. All right, let's get to the schedule. Get the hell out of here. Starting a 3-game set with the Washington Nationals in Camden Yards. This Friday. Friday's game scheduled 7:05. Saturday's game scheduled 4:05. Sunday's game scheduled 1:35. No off day Monday as they're going to Milwaukee. So while that will do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report, please stay tuned for Monday, and we'll talk about the series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Washington Nationals. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.